Let's do it.
Oh wait, I forgot. All right. Hello everyone. Danny and Wanda, Deepsouth Homestead. Trying to get set up. Make sure everything's done. Danny's laughing at me. I can't help it. All right. We've got a lot of people chatting here lately. They've been chatting for a while.
Yeah.
And I got to tell my daughter my phone's making noise. She don't know how to quit.
Yep. You have to tell her we're live. She can't be dishing on the phone to you.
Oh, she was telling me we were late. Okay, we working. We getting here.
We're getting there.
I'm sorry our time's a little late.
Well, it says we're 8:01. Now we're 8:02.
Yeah, we was a little late.
We was like 2 minutes late. Well, hello everybody.
Lots of people chatting and going
Lots
on.
of people going here. Lots of people from a lot of different places here.
Yeah.
Southern Blessed Home says, we've been getting rain every day for the past 5 days. Not complaining, we need it. We've been getting rain every day for the last 2 weeks.
But Southern Blessed, one I told you was growing that Danny corn.
Yeah.
Patty planted it, and Mac was standing in front of it. I saw it on Facebook. It's like 11, 12 feet tall. And people are going, wow, what kind of corn is that?
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about right there.
I hope they have a good harvest.
I hope they have a fantastic.
Oh, yeah, we got our T-shirts. Carrie was out today.
Yeah, they came by today and dropped off our new shirts. This is a new calculus shirt. Candy times corn equals fertilizer. Calculus.
And thanks to Life with Jen and Mike for the calculus idea.
Yeah.
And then Carrie came out with this one, You're Never Too Old to Play in the Dirt. And then we have, and Miss Lippy's going to put up Carrie's link. It is rusticcharmfields.etsy.com. So Miss Lippy or Miss Allison, somebody put it up. All right, y'all saw this one where it has Pecan Grove on the front. Am I getting it in this thing?
Oh, just arriba. Okay. There you go. Plants, Cadillac, and Healthy Dirt. This is our new line of shirts that my daughter has created for us here.
And we've been wearing this one a good bit. Now we got the others today. This one I got on, I think she said this is one of the better sellers. You're never too old to play in the dirt. That just tells me we got a lot of old people.
That does. I like that. I actually like that shirt. Yeah.
All right, this is the other one. You'll have to read.
Oh, okay. There you go. Estelado hacia arriba. Garden like your life depends on it. From Deepsouth Homestead. It's got the two hands held out with a palm full of dirt and something growing up in it. This is another one of the shirts that we have created up here. Then we have another one. This is one of my favorite ones for a long time back, and I've been using this.
All right, tell me when.
That's good right there. I've been using this term for a long time, an LCE, a life-changing event. I think that the colors on this one's really good. We worked for a long time to get all this stuff done. We've been working on it for months now.
Yeah.
And trying to get this whole line of stuff out where we can actually have this. Look at this mug right here.
Now I don't know if she's selling the mugs or not because of shipping. If you want one, you have to message her on Etsy. But look at this. This is that big mug. I know my daughter's saying yes, 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 because she loves big mugs.
Yeah.
And it's got. Danny said it's only right-handed. No.
I was picking with my daughter. I said, "You made right-handed mugs."
And my ice is causing it to drop.
Yeah.
But it's right-handed or left-handed. That way, because I always hated getting mugs that only was on one side, and you pick it up and you see it and nobody else does. I always liked having two-sided stuff.
Yes, this is another thing that she's created for us. Those are people who like tumblers. This is one of the tumblers we have here. That's a life-changing event tumbler. Here, I mean, these things are
and
really
I like
nice.
the straws she gave us.
Yes, you get an assortment of straws with them. You get a crooked straw, and you get a straight straw, and you get a brush to clean the straws with.
Yeah, that's something we hadn't had before. And then this one.
This one here, now this is a cool one here. Let me do it like this. Life is a garden. Dig it. I mean, look at the artwork they put into this, guys.
I don't know if it even does it justice, but
it doesn't do it justice. I mean, the colors are just popping in this thing. And it's even got Pecan Grove on it right there. This is a new line of the whole new line of products that we have out there started. If you're interested in it, you can contact Ms. Lippy. Put the link up here.
Yeah.
Where you can contact my daughter. We don't get anything out of it. It's not anything for us.
It's her business.
It's her
and
business.
She's dealing with it.
She created all this stuff for us. And if you're interested in it, you can contact her.
Go to her Etsy store and just leave her a message or whatever you need to do. But we are giving away, because if you saw our We Are Blessed video that we did earlier this week, we are giving away maybe 3 t-shirts, a tumbler, and a hat.
Yes.
Along with a 6-in-1 Vago raised bed. The novel series. It's the one that's straight, not the one that's got all
corrugated.
the ribs in it. And should I go ahead and tell them the winners? I know we're not talking about stuff right now, but
yeah, we ain't really answering no questions or talking about no stuff.
We'll get into that after a while.
They said, do you have a calculus tumbler?
She can do one.
She can do one. It's not a problem. She can do it.
Well, Rusty can. She don't like doing the tumblers. Rusty likes doing the tumblers.
Yeah, basically, she's just trying to feel out and see what people really want to know, really what
and
she needs
she
to.
can design your shirts too. If you had something in mind, you can contact her on Etsy and give her an idea. Or if, like, say Southern Blessed, if they had something that they use on all their stuff, she can contact Carrie and say, okay, I want a t-shirt with this, and send her a design.
Yeah.
I think she can handle all that. So, and if you wanted anything specifically done for a group or whatever, you'd have to send it to her.
Yes.
All right, so we told you the compost winners the other day, I think what did we do in a video?
We done a video telling the compost winners, yeah.
It was Fran Paterno, which already I've contacted Vago, and they've sent hers out, or we'll be sending it out in the next day or two, and Stephen Scott. And we were supposed to meet them because they live on the coast down here, and we didn't know that. And our wires got crossed. He didn't get the email till after we'd been to town, so we're going to meet them Monday or Tuesday of this week. All right.
They want to know, are the t-shirts cotton?
Let me read what it says. They're soft.
This is some of the best feeling cloth shirts.
They're put out by Gildan. It says a dry blend, so that's that, I guess, that wicking type material.
That's too tiny for me to see now.
Yeah, it's almost too tiny for me. It says something % cotton, and I can't read it. I can't tell if my glasses are not.
Which one?
Right there.
I can't tell the percentage.
I can't either. It looks like it says the cotton and polyester blend. I don't know, but I do know it's soft. It's not hard like some t-shirts are kind of hard.
It's 50% cotton, 50% polyester.
Yeah, so it stretches and it.
Yeah, it stretches on you. It feels really good. I mean, a lot of t-shirts you get don't have a good feel to them.
And I've always bought Gildan. When I bought t-shirts for my Bible school kids and stuff like that and had them made, everybody I always used Gildan. That was the t-shirt of choice for me back in the day. So I think she chose wisely with the feel of the shirts.
Yeah. Yeah, they
feel thick. They don't feel thin. You know how some t-shirts are real thin? These feel pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was...
Anyway, you was fixing to tell the winners of some of this stuff that we've decided to bless people with.
Okay, so Danny corn. We had quite a few people in the video ask for Danny corn, and so I'm going to list 4.
The tumblers are stainless steel.
Yeah,
right?
I think.
Yeah, the tumblers are stainless steel.
Yeah, they're not plastic.
They're not plastic.
No, they're a good grade, something you can wash. Charles Stevens 8132. Charles Stevens with a V 8132. This is Danny corn. Betty Newman 66. Earthen Old Lady. Donna OH Donna O. Lindberger. I think that's what it is. Donna O.H. Lindberger, 1424. Now those 4 are Danny corn, and you'll have to send me an email at deepsouthhomestead@gmail.com, and I need an address. So I don't know if they're on here tonight, so Danny will probably do a video on Pecan Grove. Actually, these are Pecan Grove giveaways. I didn't even think about it. We're on.
Well, it doesn't matter. I mean,
yeah, so we can get out the word.
We gotta get the word out.
We'll do a Pecan Grove video telling these winners. All right. The garden like your life depends on it. That was the one with the hands with the dirt. C. Gingo, Gingo, 7098. The never too old is Sandra Lawson, 9917. And a hat is B-U-R-T, Bert Zorn, Z-O-R-N, 4059. So those are the ones, and I'll try to remember to put them in a comment or something. All right, what else we got?
There's Carrie. Carrie's on there.
Hey, Carrie. The tumbler, the LCE tumbler, is Lisa, also Brooke, and the Life is a Garden tumbler, Sarah Moore, 405. And when I get all these, then we will order through Carrie, and she will ship out. Now, we have quit on me.
There we go.
Okay. The dirt we need for our raised beds, our hardware store was out of, so they're supposed to be getting some in. So, all right. So.
All right. Let's see here. Yeah, we're buffering again.
Any
Sorry.
good suggestions for preachers to watch on YouTube?
I'd never, ever, ever, probably never, ever suggest preachers to watch.
Yeah. I've not found any that I really care about. YouTube has, I don't know, seems like they all have their opinions, and they, after you've done heard it, probably on the news, then you've got all the YouTubers, whether they're preachers or just whoever, you're listening to news, and I can listen to the news, and then I don't need to listen to all the preachers talk about it again. They're not preaching the end times. They're not preaching the Bible.
You got a good preacher on here tonight. The Prep for Eternity. I mean, Mr. Donnie's a good pastor.
Yeah.
If you want to listen to something, he's got his own.
He is a pastor, and he's a local. Well, he's not local here.
Not local here, but
we have met him in person.
Yes, we met him and his wife, his whole family.
But if you're looking for big names, no.
No, I don't do big names. I mean, Mr. Donnie, I know I've met him in person. I've listened to his preaching. I could actually say that I could endorse him. But a lot of these other people you see on YouTube, I just can't. I don't know them. I don't know them personally enough to say that it's a good thing or not.
Mr. Donnie does. He's one of our wrenches, Prepped for Eternity Homestead. So he is a preacher.
Check out his channel.
And but most of these big names that everybody wants to follow. All right, now people were talking about we buffer them real bad, and they're saying this has been happening to us for quite a while.
Yeah.
Ever so often, we just know our internet's buffering because we are on satellite.
Yeah.
So that is part of it. Now, what else? I want to talk about Danny's birthday present. We got a little in trouble with a few people for having fun.
Yeah, it's like we can't have fun and people not be offended by it. You know, I mean, and I think, and the thing, you know what really gets me is the week before porch time was about that very subject.
Not waiting till you get all the facts, jumping to conclusions, and then getting mad and hot and bothered, and throwing your little temper tantrum. I just did a porch time on it, and we threw that out there, and so many people failed, and I told Wanda, I said, "Oh my goodness, really?" Some of the first few comments, I was sitting there going, Y'all didn't watch to the end. Y'all made assumptions because I handed Danny the keys. You made assumptions.
Yeah.
And I said, that is so funny. And I had to just keep looking at comments, and I was going, Danny, they all failed porch time. Now, some of you caught it. Some of you were paid attention. A lot of you was like, okay, yes, that is out of character for Danny. You knew. But it was so funny. I'm still getting a kick out of it.
I mean, I love the flight. You know, I mean, it was a really good trip for me. It brought back a lot of memories for me.
I told Danny, just to be evil and all, I'm going to take him to drive an electric truck one day.
I don't know about that now.
I've been checking them out just because I said that. Do you know that some of them get 450 miles per gallon?
Not per gallon, per charge.
I mean, per charge. Yeah, I'm used to per gallon. And then they will pull a 10,000-pound weight load.
Really?
Yes.
And still do that?
Well, it didn't say both of them together.
Oh, man.
I don't know. But anyway, I looked at them, and now the Chevrolet, their truck looks awesome. It's a good looking Chevrolet electric truck. Y'all ain't promoting these things. I'm just being silly. But the Chevrolet looks
to
good.
me, if a truck ain't got an exhaust pipe and a motor, it just ain't a truck.
But it said it would go from 0 to 60 in 3 seconds.
Well, her car did 0 to 90 in 3 seconds.
I know, but this truck's bigger. You got to give it credit.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I know. He's calculating. He's thinking.
I mean, I have to calculate everything.
He's
know
thinking,
me.
You know, I could get to drive one more time in a fast car. No, it was fun.
Oh, man.
The Chevrolet and there was another one. There was 2 of them had really nice, but the Chevrolet looked better than the other one. I done forgot. I don't
know. The thing that got me was when they came out with the new Toyota $10,000 truck. I was like hooked. I was like, Ford and Chevy, you better pick it up right now. And Dodge and all y'all. I said, because Toyota done come out with this $10,000 truck. It's a plain Jane truck with the roll down windows and all that kind of stuff. I was loving it. You know, I was like flatbed body on the back of it. No bells, no whistles, vinyl floor, vinyl seat covers, plain old radio. I was just like, man, I'm loving this. So let's get back down to some prices where people can afford it in a vehicle that's got sense to it, you know? And a vehicle's not reading your biometrics. You know what I mean? That's...
Oh, and I looked. It said in one thing that coming soon, the Chevrolet electric truck was going to be about $40,000. And then when I went over to the site to see what it was, 95 to 98,000.
Oh, yeah. That's what I figured. I
was like, you got to be kidding me. I don't want to put that much in a vehicle.
Jesus says, I would love to see Mr. Danny driving an old school muscle car. Well, Jesus, I used to be a race car driver, and I drove those cars. I love the old 283s.
If I can find him one.
The 302 Fords, the 283 Chevy, the 283s and the 350s, we call them rat engines. You know what I mean? The 6 cylinders and all. Man, we would hop those things up, have them balanced, blueprinted. I mean, I loved my muscle cars. The Camaros, oh my goodness. I love the Camaros. I had a blast in my car.
I'm trying to stop this so we can answer. All right, Bart Sexton wants to know, the apples on his tree have fire blight. Are they okay to eat?
Yeah, it's not going to hurt them to eat them. The tree is what's suffering, not the apples.
Let's see. I'm looking for... Toyota will sell 1 billion of these. Meanwhile, USA car makers will put themselves out of business.
That's true. That's true. Toyota jumped out there in front of everybody.
JT West said, I would take an electric tractor and some solar panels to stash away for bad times.
Well, Joey, let me tell you, what's coming in the atmosphere, solar panels ain't going to do you no good, my friend. We got red dust and red rain and red lightning, and we got all this kind of stuff starting to come down on us here. It ain't far off either.
Connie Brown said she had a 1980 Rally Sport Camaro. She said she still misses that car.
I miss my Camaros. Mine were all hopped up. Man, I miss... You know, I got married, And I had to get rid of my hopped up cars. As a matter of fact, I had a 1959 Ford pickup truck that I took the old 256 cylinder out of it and I put a 289 balanced blueprinted hopped up engine in it. That thing, you could lock the front brakes on it because I had a special thing in it to lock the front brakes. And you could sit still and run the speedometer over 110 mile an hour with the back tires smoking on it. I mean, it was, oh. Then we had a child.
Jennifer, he's talking about you.
And I had to get rid of it.
I don't know if she's on here tonight.
Oh.
And my first car was a 1964 Barracuda. And my daddy had it painted powder blue.
I can't do the blue, but...
But then he made it up to me later and got me a, what did I tell you, Maverick.
Maverick.
And that's the name of the new, I think it's the Ford truck is Maverick. They're bringing that name back, but it's a truck.
It's quite possible, yeah.
Yeah, but I had a car. It's in the 70s. I want to say a 74 Maverick. And the guy that had it before me was a teenager too. And his dad had helped him hop it up with the glass packs and the stuff on the back. And when you mashed it, you could hear it all across town. Daddy dared me to make racket with my car.
Well, I can't say nothing. I can't say nothing. I was hooked. My daddy liked fast cars, and it was bred right on over into me. That's one reason I went to college, to be a mechanic. I worked on these engines. I balanced them, blueprinted them, and built up these hot rods. And man, I actually overbored a lot of them to 60 thousandths, which made the cylinder walls so thin I had to be really careful about busting the cylinder walls on them. But it was that was my life for a long, long time.
Arthur, an illustrator, said his first car was a 74 Maverick, yellow in color. Mine was brown with a white top. It was actually a very nice looking vehicle.
Mm. Oh, let's see. Heidi Westgate, knowing what's coming, how many years of food would you prepare for? No, now this may sound crazy, Heidi, but I would shoot for 7 if I could. If I had the financial means, I would shoot for 7. Now that may make you a hoarder or a terrorist or whatever like that, but
1 to 2 is
1 to 2 is okay. But if I had the financial means and could do it, I would shoot for 7.
Okay, Arthur, an illustrator's a woman. I've always thought you were a man. I just, in my head, writing a book and drawing out things, I was thinking, so Bonnie Jean instead of... See, we can't see y'all. We can't.
Yeah, we
tell.
don't have any way.
See, I was profiling people, wasn't I?
I remember the old Nash Rambler.
Oh, I do too.
My
daddy had a Rambler.
Yep.
We had one. Ours was orange.
And
Can you imagine?
Beverly said the Corvair. I remember the old Corvair.
I remember the name.
Y'all got to realize, I worked for a Chevrolet company for a year, and I was a paint and body guy there. And people would bring in these old cars for us to redo, and I got to view some of the most wonderful paint jobs you've ever seen. I was in the business when Imron paint came on the market. Belco paint was out there, like they painted the VW, like the German paint, like they painted VW Beetles with and stuff like that. And then the aeronautics, Imron came out, they painted the aeronautics paint. Loved all this stuff. I got to be on the ground floor of all this stuff.
All right, Miss Lori asked, how long does it take to freeze dry watermelon? Oh, I would run it at least.
I would run it twice.
24 hours. I remember some of the first I tried doing. I always tested mine after about 6 to 8 hours. If you take it out at 8 hours and it's still sticky.
It's not crunchy.
Put it back in there. Run it another 3 or 4 hours, because if it's still sticky, you can stop that machine and take stuff out and check it and then put it back in. And I would run it till it's dry, at least probably 24 hours for watermelon and anything that's that wet, because watermelon's nothing but water. You just gonna have a thin slice when you get through, but it is so good. Well, it's according to how thick you cut it. If you make it thicker, it'll be a little thicker.
Oh, okay. There it goes.
All right.
Okay, question here.
Somebody said their watermelon took 30 hours, so at least 24, possibly longer.
Okay, here, Carolyn Moore Smith. Danny, my pecan tree is big limbs high in the tree, breaking. No wind. It's really strange. Well, it can be a couple of things causing big pecan limbs to break up high in a tree with no wind. One is they're just overloaded with pecans. Two is too much fertilizer around the tree. That's usually your two things that makes pecan limbs get really brickly, is the fact that they're just overloaded with pecans. And it's like, especially during a wet and rainy season, and you get a lot of pecans. We lost a pecan limb today about this big around and about 30 foot long, broke out of one of our pecan trees because of all the rain we're getting and the fact that they just had a lot of pecans hanging on the end of the limbs
Yeah,
out
all
there.
the moisture in the pecans and everything
Yeah.
is breaking some. All right, now South Alabama Roots says, what is the best way to store dry and liquid fertilizers? Is my enclosed shed not heated or cooled okay? In the deep south of Alabama, Mobile Bay area, trying to figure out the best way to store so it's not ruined.
We are storing ours in my barn, which is dry up underneath the barn. Now it's open where humidity can get under it, but we have the bags of fertilizer, and it's so far so good. You know, we haven't had any problems with it.
All right, Hannah's Helping Hand says, ants are eating holes in my ears of corn. What can I do to get rid of them?
Hannah, that's something that I deal with all the time. When I'm picking my corn right now, and my hands are constantly getting eat up with ants, you know, because they just want to go up and eat the kernels on it.
Cul-de-sac, when we come on, if you see that Danny's kind of acting weird, and I said something about you got to get that picture out of your mind, when we clicked to come on, one of those commercials was the first thing that popped on before we went live, and he's going, oh gosh, I didn't
I'm like, I told her, I said, did I really need to have to see this before we came on live tonight? You know,
they are throwing that everywhere. They're trying to revamp, and I don't know that it's working for people that know the truth, but you know, for people that don't pay attention, she's beginning to look real nice.
Phyllis Milligan says, I'm just getting some mineral tubs. Do they need to be up off the ground? I'm getting ready for next year. Actually, I would say yes. If you could get some concrete blocks and set them up on some concrete blocks, that I think you'll find out that you'll have better luck with growing in those mineral tubs.
All right. Tekoa Thorndike.
Thorndike TV. Having trouble.
She looks high. She should be in a Cheech and Chong movie.
oh yeah, man.
Danny, I planted over 100 seeds of different varieties. Some were new and others were 3 years old. One broccoli came up from the older seeds. Never happened to me before. Wow.
Well, we got to understand there's a lot going on with the soil and the earth as far as radiation is concerned. I've spoke about this many times about the gamma rays coming up through the earth. Lots of times, you know what radiation does to seeds? Radiation sterilizes seeds. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the things that we have to realize is a lot of times there's nothing.
Vago beds plus the mineral tubs that are up off the ground. And so I think some of that might have something to do with it, is actually getting your plants out of the ground itself, up out of it.
Yeah.
How you deal with spiders in the future? Their family, Tracy said, that is dealing with a brown recluse bite.
Well, spiders is something that we're fixing to see large quantities of them moving up from the southern continents up this way. It's like South America, Central America. They're actually migrating north because of the earth is beginning to tilt, and they're staying with a particular temperature. Like the equator is moving north, the spiders are moving with this. Lots of the insects are moving with this.
If some of y'all that's been with us a while remember about 3, I know it's been at least 3, maybe 4 years ago, right before we built my high tunnel, we had pole, we had rattlesnake beans
Right.
on a trellis, and we had a fig tree there. Danny had just built his high tunnel. We had a fig tree, and then we had a garden there that had rattlesnake beans, and we had what are they called? Kudzu bugs.
Kudzu bugs hit us hard.
And we had them all over the fig tree and the rattlesnake beans.
I would go out every morning with a big, like a Cool Whip bowl full of nothing but Dawn dishwashing detergent with a little bit of water in it. And I would go through and rake them off by the handfuls. Because if you do it early in the morning, they won't fly. And I would rake them off in there, and I would go and clean all my plants up. And then the next day, it's like they would be right back. And I mean, I did this for like weeks.
Yeah, until the cycle was
Until
over.
the cycle was over with. And then we didn't have any more problems. And then this year...
Well, every year when we go out, Danny, we put the high tunnel there. So
Yeah.
what we done, we took all the beans out immediately because we thought that was the issue.
We thought that was what
and
it
he
was.
took all the bugs off the fig trees every time he saw them.
Yep.
And then we put my high tunnel, so we think that might have stopped that cycle. But every year you see 2 or 3 on the fig tree. It's not
Well,
much.
this year I climbed up in it and I saw one little branch up there had a place about this long with some kudzu bugs on it, and I killed every one of them.
Yeah,
To start right off the bat to start with, and I never saw another one.
But now what I was getting at, we had this issue, and it's like they've kind of left us alone. But if you watch Coghill, Hoss Tools, those people that are in northern Alabama, middle to north Alabama, Georgia,
Alabama to Georgia. They're up in
some
both
of them's in Alabama, some's in Georgia.
Yeah, Hoss Tools in Georgia.
Yeah, that's right. But Coghill and Just Dig It,
they're in northern Alabama.
they're in Alabama. They are having an infestation. They are.
Yeah.
It's in the cities and everywhere. They're having all of them. So I think whatever hits us moves on north sometimes.
Okay, somebody's wanting to know how, Danny, I have jungle of sky-high lush, that's Old Dominion, okay. Sky-high lush green pole bean plants that make tons of flowers but no beans. What's up with that? It can be a couple of things. First of all, too much nitrogen. Secondly, no pollinators. When you got lots of flowers and no beans, you can just in their big green lush plants, you can almost guarantee it's either too much nitrogen or you have no pollinators. It's going to be usually one of those two right off the bat.
Okay, somebody asked about canned foods. I have a 5-year cutoff on mine. I don't like to use them after 5 years. Now, some things I might make an exception for, but 5 years is my limit, and I usually rotate out. The only thing I usually have for 5 years would be something that we had a huge variety of, like potatoes, carrots, jellies, that sort of stuff goes a little longer. And usually, like now, we're cleaning out some of those jars because I found some that's 5 and 6 years old. And this year I'm putting up all fresh. And so I'm keeping only stuff from the last couple of years.
Mahara Grosh, yes, 4 rolls would be plenty of duct tape. I think 4 rolls of duct tape should be fine.
All right, how long will the tilt last? Can I grow tropical fruit in Missouri if the equator affects the far north?
They're saying, now it depends, when you say the equator is going north, you got to look at when the earth tilts. You're not looking at it going across the earth parallel like our longitudes and latitudes and all that do now. It's going to be at an angle. They're talking about going up possibly from Kentucky down diagonally across the United States, like cross toward Texas down through that way. So don't think that just because the earth is tilting it's going to put you in a tropical zone. You know, it may not. It may, as a matter of fact, you might even get colder in some places than you do hotter.
And what's really weird, like last year this time, we were very, very dry and very, very hot. Most days our wake-up temperatures was 90.
Was 90. We got up in the morning, we was in the high 80s and the heat index was 90.
our temps was hitting 105, 106, 110.
120.
And people, well, the temp was.
Oh, the temps was 105. Yeah.
105 to 110.
Yeah.
And the high, what is it called? Heat index.
Heat indexes
was hitting 120. And people thought we were crazy, and it was hitting 120, 122 because of the humidity down here. But this year, our wake-up temperature is in the 70s.
We have not had one morning this year in the summer that we wake up, according to all of our thermometers here, that it's been hotter than 75 degrees when we got up in the morning. Usually it's around 72 to 73 degrees here where we live at, almost every morning.
And that's highly unusual.
Highly unusual.
Now, and our temps during the day, we went over.
We haven't
100,
got up to 100, but maybe one or two times.
1 or 2 days.
But the rest of the time we're around 90 to 93, somewhere in that area. But the heat index now is still going between 100 and 111.
But we can handle that.
We can handle that. Yeah.
I know it sounds stupid to say we can handle it when some people are freaking out, but when it got that hot last year, anything that doesn't hit 120 degrees heat index, we'll handle it. We'll take it. How do you save squash seeds?
You have to let the squash stay on the plant till it fully matures and gets to be really, really big. And when that happens, your plant's going to shut down and not make any more squash. And you leave it there till it's completely fully mature before you take it off, and then you let it set for a week or two before you actually cut it open and get the seeds out of it.
Okay, Our Life Off Grid says they're in Nova Scotia and they're hitting 100 a lot this year, and that is unusual for them. See, people further north than us are hitting that.
Actually, Canada for the next week is going to be hitting 100 on a regular basis.
All right, I'm losing it. It's jumping. One day, We'll Be Cool said the heat index was 130 in McHenry. We registered on a
one of our hunting trail cameras.
132.
132 last year was.
And people called us a liar and said we messed up.
We actually showed the camera thing on the screen.
And it wasn't sitting out in the sun.
No.
It was under in the edge of the woods.
It was in a shade.
So, yeah, I know. We're not, I don't know, sometimes people think we lie a lot, I guess. Even when we show the truth.
Yeah, you show the camera. We can't manipulate that.
ABC says they're having hot August weather this month. Well, we're having, I don't know, this is like May.
This has been like, yeah, our temperature is a rainy May, or April, a rainy April, really.
Yeah, April to May. It's kind of odd for us. Growing with Hudson. Hello. 1,200 watching. Wow. Y'all hit that thumbs up right quick.
Yeah. Drops Family Garden says they haven't broke 92 yet.
Wow. What are we going to use the duct tape for?
Actually, Demary, I can't really talk about that on here because anytime now, get this, guys, I'm finding out a little bit of why they're demonetizing a lot of my videos now, is when I begin to talk about the climate or I begin to talk about the weather or anything to this nature, they're demonetizing people for doing that. So now I'm having to be really, really conscious about what I say, how I say it, and try not to, you know.
We'll Be Cool said if they think we're fibbing, they should come for a visit. That's what I tell them when they say, hey, look, there's no way. I said, come on down. Yeah, come on down. Have fun. Mississippi's right nice this time of the year. Yeah. We've been getting rain, so it's not been bad. We're getting the much needed rain.
Lightning strikes, Diane says they've been having a lot of lightning strikes in southeast Georgia. You're going to start seeing a different kind of lightning here before long. It's going to be instead of being a bright blue or a white streak going through the sky, you're going to start seeing it become a dark red strike coming down through the air because of some issues that's happening with our climate going on in the atmosphere, and it has a lot to do with the magnetosphere. So be aware of that, and also you're going to start hearing some booming and some rumbling. It's happened to us several times here at Deepsouth, And over at Pecan Grove, we've had this happen to us. That literally, when it sounds like lightning and thundering, it literally.
It just.
I was at a man's house this afternoon.
Crazy.
He said the ground shook so bad when it rumble come through here that it shook his ginger ale bottles off of his shelf in his room, and they all fell on the floor. He had to clean them up.
Wow. Now, Jeannie has asked this before. Do you think high tunnels are going to be necessary in the near future?
Yes, I guess I do.
Um,
We have stuff coming through the atmosphere that high tunnels are really going to be necessary.
Christy said Florida's had a lot of people struck by lightning in the last 2 weeks. I didn't know that. I hadn't heard that. And Nadia says in southern Florida, when you go outside, your skin feels like it's burning.
Yes, that's
Lots
because
of
of what's
people are
going
saying
on with
that.
the sun right now.
Now, we've been telling y'all that for 3 or 4
Oh
years
yeah, I've told you.
here.
Yeah.
But now, a lot of people, I guess when we say something, people aren't paying any attention till it hits them. Things that's been happening here for a while is moving more north.
Yeah.
So I think it was Sheila in Tennessee told me today that when they go out, the sun is burning them, and they're having to find something for their arms and things. Because,
Renee Robertson says, how about greenhouses? Are they good? Greenhouses will be okay if you've got a way to vent the heat out of the top of them. That's the biggest issue between high tunnels and greenhouses, is greenhouses can't get rid of the heat like a high tunnel can. And that has a lot to do with it.
okay, Jeannie Greer says, can you grow sweet corn in a high tunnel? Now, I grew popcorn.
You can grow sweet corn in a high tunnel, but the biggest issue with it is going to be pollination, because with corn, the tassels on it, you really need the wind and the bees and stuff like that to pollinate the corn. Now, if you've got the, like ours, if you've got the vortex fans in the top of it, you can turn those vortex fans on and get the air moving around in circles in the top of it and get that pollen to fall in good, and it'll do okay.
All right, Linda Barrett said there have been many reports of sounds of explosions in Wisconsin, WI,
Yeah.
but nothing visible. People are mentioning it in social pages, but the police scanner doesn't even report
It has
calls.
nothing to do with that. It's going to sound like sonic booms, like when an airplane breaks a sonic boom. It's actually stuff going on in the upper atmosphere. I can't go into that here, but that's what it's about. There's some clashes of hot and cold air going on in the upper atmosphere that's causing a lot of this going on.
Okay, Lori says, we have a lot of squash bugs on my pumpkin plants. Can I till the plants under, or do I need to pull them out of the garden?
You need to pull them out of the garden, Lori, and kill as many of the squash bugs as you can. Actually, what you need to do is go lay a board down beside the squash plants and get up very early in the morning and turn that board over, and lots of times all those squash bugs will be right underneath that board, and you can actually kill them really quick that way. Now if you wait till it warms up in the day, like say 8 or 9 o'clock, then it's useless. You need to do it right at daylight. You need to go out when you can see the ground good, when it's still a little bit of cool in the morning, and flip that board over and kill as many of them as you can.
All right. Are you using a barn vent to get the air moving in your high tunnel, or fans?
I'm using what's called vortex fans. They come from Grower Solutions. They hang off of the pipes up in the top up there. They're very high velocity, small fans that moves a lot amount of air.
But we also have the vent openers on them.
Yes, we have automatic vent openers on the ends of it to let air out, the hot air out the top. I have mine set at 87 degrees, so when the heat up in the top gets up to 87, they automatically just open up and start letting the air out.
All right, Kim at Homestead Days says, is it too late to air graft trees in Zone 6A?
No, it's not too late. No. Matter of fact, if you're going to do it, you need to do it now, because if you wait about 3 or 4 more weeks, it will be too late.
All right, Debbie Nix says, please pray for them. They're in Marysville, California.
Where all the
There
fires
is a lot
are
of
at?
fire.
Yeah.
It's fire. There's a lot of fires going on. over there. I did see that before we came on. I was telling him about those fires.
Well, we knew that the United States was going to start burning. We told them that here way a while back. It was in Canada, and they said it was going to move into the U.S.
They said, will Mr. D help with the cane syrup making this year? Danny's working on several things about cane syrup, so I'm
actually looking at getting some stuff welded right now. I'm actually redesigning some of my cane pressing stuff.
We got several people want to participate in some cane syrup making.
I'm actually redesigning it all this year so that I can actually do it more efficiently. I'm trying to negotiate some deals on a new pan. I mean, there's lots of things I'm in the process of working on. I don't know if I'm going to make it this year or not.
Okay. Arthur, an illustrator, said, she said, I got to use the right pronouns. We're having loud booms for years only to find out it was from tannerites. Explosive targets. Yeah,
okay. You can still buy tannerite, believe it or not. And I actually talked to a local law official here this past year about some court deals with tannerite, and actually the guy won his court cases. I mean, it was kind of crazy, but.
All right.
Did we hear about, Pamela Fury says, did we hear about the power blackouts in Paris? Yes, I knew about the fire attacks on the railway systems over there. I knew about the blackouts, but if you saw the opening ceremonies for that, you would understand where they mocked the Lord's Supper.
It was just pure evil.
It was pure evil.
I didn't see it.
I saw it.
I didn't watch it.
It was pure evil.
Danny got up this morning and he saw it. Something popped up on his computer and he saw it, and he was telling me, and I'm like, I don't even want to know. But I did see a thumbnail, and I like, no, just from the thumbnail, I'm going, that is horrid. I just couldn't. It would make you sick. So when God shows up, I said, amen.
Yeah.
Bart says they were blessed with 9 inches of rain this month. How many
North
we got?
Carolina. I don't know how much we've got. I haven't really sat down and added mine up. We're getting anywhere between half an inch to 1.5 inches every day. Laura Montoro from Long Island. Hey, you're up there with Allison,
yeah,
our moderator.
They're in the same area.
Yeah. Let's see here. I'm not watching 1 minute of the Olympics, Koldak says. I am not watching a minute of it myself. Anything that's that pure and that evil, I'm just not going to do it.
If all good Christian people, or even just good moral people, they don't have to be Christian. If everybody would turn around and walk off from there and say, we're not even participating, but they're too worried about and their reputation, right?
C. Solar was talking about, somebody took him down there, but he was talking about the hand signal. Yes, I did see the hand signal that was being used there, and I've told y'all to watch out for the hand signals.
All right, let me see what.
I've already seen it.
I know. I was trying to read Carrie's.
Oh.
I added the shirt to our Etsy store that Danny wore a few weeks ago that says, since we're redefining everything, this is a cordless hole puncher. Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So some of y'all had asked about Danny's shirt that Carrie gave him that said it had the pow pow on it that said, since we're redefining everything, this is a hole puncher.
A cordless
hole puncher.
Yeah.
So that shirt
and a lot of y'all asked me, why didn't I do a shirt called Stupid Should Hurt? Because actually Zach from American Homestead, that's one of his...
Danny has one.
I have one of them, and I got it from Zach. That's one of his key sellers. And Zach and I are really good friends, and I will not tread on Zach's territory.
We'll just buy from him.
I'll buy one from him before I tread on his territory. I'm not going to...
When I saw the shirt, I bought one automatically for Danny, and he wore it, but he always gives Zach credit. When he wears that shirt, he said, this comes from an American Homestead.
I give Zach credit, because Zach and I have always been pretty good friends.
Okay. Fran Paterno. She is one of our winners of the one of the kitchen composters. She's in here tonight.
Yeah.
Fran, your composter should be there within a week or so.
Yeah.
Not too long.
She likes watching us cook the cane syrup.
And Vago did say when they have new composters in that we might can do another giveaway. So that's really exciting. Montana is burning. They're burning up.
Burning
not
up.
fire, but burning up. They're hot.
And actually, you're going to get hotter for the next week.
They're just not.
I hate to say that your humidity and your temperature is going to go up for another week.
Yeah. All right. So where else?
Let's see here. I'm trying to figure out. I ain't got no glasses on. I'm sitting here trying to read.
They're asking
something.
what hand signals and what does it mean. I don't know because
I'm not going to go in. I'm not going to go into that because they'll demonetize us and pull us down. But I can tell you when I hold my hands up like this right here, you'll see this symbol quite frequently. That one has to do with a secret group of people.
My Crooked Little Homestead, Miss Lippy will put the site up. It is rusticcharmfields.etsy.com. But Miss Lippy will put it up for you. Look for her to put a link to Carrie's t-shirt thing. All right.
All right, let me see what Joey said. I'm in the same mind of Preacher Franklin Graham. He said it would be more concerned about them mocking God more than Christians. He went on to quote the verse about God not being mocked. I'm with you, Joey. You can talk about Christians all you want. And a matter of fact, I did see a guy today. I thought it was kind of funny. He was talking about, he said, it's funny that they mock Christianity. They don't mock Islam or anything else because if they did, they'd be heads sitting on that table because they'd be beheaded everybody. You know, I mean, where Christians just sit back and say, oh, well, we don't believe in violence, you know, and we don't believe in getting upset, you know, but may God bless you and things like this. And I'm sorry, I'm not that kind of person.
But they did, I mean, it is true, but and God deals with that. He said, vengeance is mine, and he deals with it. So there ain't no point in getting upset. I don't watch it. I just don't. I'm not going to sit and watch it. And when the lights went out, I said, amen.
Yep.
Thank you, Lord. And I looked at Danny and I said, when God shows up. All right, so where are we at? Are you...
Oh, we just jumped. Okay, hold on. No, you're back where you were at.
Are we selling cane syrup? No.
No, we don't sell our, Takora Thorndike, we don't sell our cane syrup.
Let's see, where are we at? Well, it just jumps.
It jumps again. Oh, my word. It jumps down, way down there.
All right, so it is... I don't know where everybody's saying.
Let's see.
God is good all the time.
You know, that's a saying that people say that God is good all the time. God is not necessarily good all the time. God is just.
We got to pray for Mr. Buddy.
Yes, we do have to pray for Mr. Buddy. He's got the COVID.
Libby's leaving out because she's got to make sure Buddy's okay and get him to bed.
Yeah.
They have had a really crazy few weeks. Mr. Buddy had to have heart surgery. He's getting over that. Then Lippy got sick. She's supposed to have hand surgery. Now Buddy's sick again. So, and then she's still got to have hand surgery. So y'all keep them in prayers. I saw a Fox News anchor make that hand signal a couple of weeks ago. Y'all gonna see it everywhere. Even people you wouldn't think making that is gonna be doing it.
I'm telling you guys, I can't go into all the details about this kind of stuff, but all I'm doing is just telling you, pay attention, okay?
Miss Catherine Elkins said that to pray for a family of 10 that were burned out of their home.
Oh, wow.
These fires are getting crazy, and I'm not sure if she's near the fires or if that was in just a separate incident.
Let's see here. Renee wants us to pray for her lymphedema that goes down.
Cindy Farmer, she says she's been seeing that for years. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not new.
It's not new. This is a secret society that's
It's
been
just
around.
that all of a sudden that
It's becoming more prevalent.
it's the thing to be doing. Yeah. Fox News calls the opening ceremony wacky and wonderful. Really? Fox? Oh.
I don't watch Fox News anyway, so I don't watch any news, to be honest with you.
They're all showing who they are. That is exactly right.
Uh,
If you will back off and watch, everybody will start showing who they are. That's one thing that we've heard, that they're not going to be able to hide it, who they are anymore. Even your neighbors, some of your friends and things, they may be putting on a face. Before long, you're not going to see that face anymore. They're going to drop the pretenses, and the real people are going to come out.
Yeah. Sula Dean says, Danny, is the sign evil? Yes or no? No explanation needed. Yes, it's evil.
All right, it just
It
jumped
jumped again. Okay. Let's see here.
They're saying all the young people are using it, and most of these young people don't even
They don't
realize
even know what
they're
it
doing.
means.
Now,
It's kind of
some
like,
do.
so it's like in the 60s, everybody was going peace, when actually this is the peace symbol, which is a broken upside down cross, which was very evil.
Everybody was doing it. Everybody had the circle with the
peace symbol
in it and stuff like that. As kids, we didn't know what it meant. We didn't have a clue. We just knew that was what everybody was doing. And now when you start paying attention, you go, really? We were a part of that and didn't realize we were part of it. Sometimes you get caught up in a crowd. That's why we say back off, pay attention, and don't get in the middle of something till you know what you're getting into.
Yeah, exactly. But there's lots of stuff going on, guys. Like I told you in the porch time, don't get caught up and know your facts. That's the reason the Lord tells us to use discernment. Test the spirits, the Lord says. Try them, test them, see if they're real, see if they be of God. And I always tell people, don't believe everything that you're told right off the bat. Try the spirits.
Kim says, I better gather bail money in advance if you're going to test drive an electric truck.
Yeah.
I was thinking that day when we were riding, I said, oh my goodness, his friend isn't sheriff anymore.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. I used to.
If Mike was still sheriff, it'd be okay. I could say, okay, Mike, just give him a fine and let him out the door.
Yeah.
But Mike ain't there anymore, and
I know.
so we have a sheriff we don't know for the first time in his lifetime.
In my lifetime, I've always been tied in with the law all my life, and now I'm not, and I don't know the new sheriff that's in town. So.
Yeah. So, if he goes to jail, I may be coming on saying, y'all better be sending me some bail money, because
Yeah.
he done got in trouble, all right? Either he should do like my daddy said,
We'll just
sit there.
We'll do a live stream from inside the Crossbar Motel.
Do like your daddy said, if you go to jail, you just gonna sit there.
Hey, that's what my daddy would tell me. He said, son, if you get yourself in trouble and end up in jail, I'm not coming after you.
Yep. That's what I used to tell my kids. You get in trouble,
Yeah.
you're just gonna be sitting there. Believe me. You need to learn what you did wrong.
Darlene Wright says, on the bucket list, driving on the Talladega track.
Oh, my.
Ah.
Catherine says, I thought you were the sheriff. No.
No. I wasn't the sheriff.
No. His friend Mike was the sheriff for what, 25 years?
Mike was the sheriff for 20 years, and I had a family member that was sheriff for 4 years, and one of my best friends was sheriff for another 4 years, and another one of my family members was sheriff for 4 years, and then before that, the old man that was there was sheriff for like 30 years, and I knew him personally when I was a teenager. So my whole life I've known the sheriff, and plus all the other law officers, I've known most all of them personally because of my connections with the law. And I'm like, now I've got out of everything, and I don't know nobody no more.
All right, how much do you think rides on this election?
How much do I think rides on this election? I think everything rides on this election. I think your future rides on this election.
Will Be Cool said he got stopped in Stone County by deputies doing a license check.
Luckily, I haven't. Usually, when I went through a license check, most of them would just laugh at me and tell me to get out of there. They go on, get out of here, boy.
Yeah, 'cause he used to know all of
I
them.
knew them all, and I'd pull up there and I'd say, "Do I need to take my license out for you?" And they're like, "Get the heck out of here!"
Yeah.
Or either I'd hold the line up, sitting there talking to them.
All right, so it is 9 o'clock. So,
Oh, it is 9
we
o'clock.
do have a
Good
few
Lord,
prayers
time has flown.
yeah, like we mentioned, Mr. Buddy, 'cause he has
Yes,
COVID,
we do. Yeah.
and Miss Lippy's fixing to have hand surgery, so we know that. Miss Allison's been having some problems with her legs and stuff, so I know that. Rusty, our son-in-law, had surgery a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, a little over 2 weeks ago anyway, and he seems to be doing okay, but he's hard-headed like some men we know, and so he needs to take it a little easy.
Yeah.
Your daughter Jennifer?
My daughter Jennifer needs some prayer. She's they did a spinal tap on her, and now she's got a spine leaking fluid. They may have to go in and patch it. I hope they don't. I hope it just fixes itself. But I had a friend that went through that.
So I think that's most of. And Mr. D, the guy that lives in our house, Congrove, had something going on with his eyes, so he's been having some issues. So we'll remember him.
Bart says, "Danny, how's your dad doing?" My dad's doing real well. He's in heaven right now. He passed away several years ago.
One time you said it didn't matter who won, it would just take longer to get to the end. Do you still feel the same? Yeah.
Yeah, I still feel the same. It depends on if one wins, we're going to get there a lot faster than the other one.
Joe Mama said pray for Scott.
Scott has his PET scan. A PET scan is nothing but, it's just...
She said that it comes back clear.
I will pray that it comes back clear. It's nothing but just a sugar test is all it is. They use radioactive sugar in the body.
She's hoping it'll come back.
And let's pray that it comes back clear and clean.
Dee said Sue, who is facing a foot amputation, for help.
But her health is too bad.
Yeah. Let's see where we're at. It's jumping on me
It's
now.
just jumping on us now. But anyway, we're going to pray for everything.
Please pray for us all. And Bertha said pray for our country and God's will. Yes.
Sherry wants to pray for swollen liver and spleen, lots of blood in the urine after a horrible virus and fever. There's just lots of stuff going on, guys.
Fibromyalgia, a friend with a third clot. My daughter mentioned a young boy that they know at the school with her son, and her son had a cancer scare last year, and he's had 2 knots taken off. The other little boy has had several things and is going through chemo, and they're like 14 years old, you know, and my grandson's doing okay, but this other little boy, he's still going to school, still playing his games, basketball and stuff, but still he's fighting for his life. And so there is a young age of people now doing this.
Auntie M says pray for her stepdad. They lay him to rest tomorrow. So we'll be in prayer for all these here tonight. So I guess we'll go to prayer, remembering as many of these as possible. Father, we're approach the throne of grace tonight humbly, Lord, but yet boldly at the same time, on behalf of all the requests that's been mentioned here tonight, asking that you, as being the great physician, would look down upon all the requests that's been made tonight, Lord, and answer them as you see fit, Father, in the way that would best glorify the kingdom of heaven and bring about the most peace and understanding that anyone could have. Father, there was so many requests made tonight for so many different situations. It would be difficult to sit here and mention each and every one of them. But we know that your infinite wisdom and your ability to be all-knowing and all-seeing and being the great physician, Father, none of them escapes you. And even though you've said every hair of our head is numbered, that not even a sparrow falls out of the sky that you don't know about it. Father, not a one of these requests that's went up here tonight will pass you by without you knowing about it. So answer them. And Father, please, please be kind and be generous to the ones that you answer, Father. Many times when we get the answers to the prayers that we've asked, it's not necessarily what we thought it should be, but many times it's what's best for us, Father. And it's what's best for the person who is actually going through the event at the time. So our thing is tonight we want to pray for we want to pray for the people, Father, of America that are your people. Father, our nation, you showed me 2 years ago, our nation shook its fist in your face for the last time, that you had lifted your hand off of this country, and we now see that that has come to fruition. My prayer tonight is for your people that live in this country, Father, that you would put your protective hand over them. I claim the Psalm 91 over everyone here tonight in the chat and your people in this nation, that you would give your angels charge over us, Father, that at any moment we dash our foot against a stone, you'll be there to deliver us up. You'll gather us up under your wings like a mother hen does her chicks and protect us all, Father. And you'll not let any evil come near unto our dwelling places, Father. We claim all these promises in Scripture tonight and ask them that you would let them come and be and come upon us, Father, and overtake us. I actually ask for the blessings of obedience to come upon us tonight and to overtake us, Father, so that we are all able to stand during these times now. We love you. We appreciate you tonight, Father, and we ask that you do please humbly forgive us, for we failed you in the kingdom of heaven now. We ask these things in Christ's name. Amen. Let's see.
Oh, I'm getting sleepy now.
Yeah, I know. Boy, I close my eyes after been sitting here straining onto this screen for a long time. My eyes get where they don't want to open back up.
You got a tip? I know you ain't forgot about it, have you?
Oh man. Let's see here. I think the best thing that I could say for a tip tonight is people need to prepare for the climate situations that we're fixing to face in this country. It's been brought to my attention that the western part of the United States, the central part of the United States is about, and even southern Canada, is fixing to go through another severe heat wave again, while we in the deep south remain in a rainy pattern for a little while. Not for long, because we have a hurricane they're talking about either going to hit Florida or coming into the Gulf of Mexico. That's kind of troubling to me. They're not talking about it being anything major right now, but because of the waters being warmer in the Gulf, it could turn into something pretty bad, and we don't want that for anybody down here tonight.
Good night, Amy.
And then there's so many things going on in the nation right now. And guys, look, it's not all man-made, okay? We've got to get this out of our head that everything's being manipulated. A man cannot manipulate anything that God does not want him to manipulate. Now, is there a such thing as weather manipulation? And the answer is 100% yes. I have personally seen cloud seeding myself. I know all about the actual chemtrailing that goes on. I know why they do it. I also know that there's things going on with the solar system. I know there's things going on with the magnetosphere. I know that there's mega lava events taking place under the earth that's going to be surfacing here before long. I know the ocean temperatures are rising way above what they normally should. I know there's going to be a lot of severe weather through the Midwest this week.
And you said you wasn't getting into climate
change. I know.
I
told you I wasn't going to talk about it, but I can't help it. I cannot sit here and hold this in, and people need to know these things. I knew that, the Carolinas, I'm going to pray that y'all don't get flooded out up there too bad.
After going through all the heat.
After going through the heat and the drought, but the heat's going to return, right after this. I mean, guys, the weather is just on. I told you 2024 was going to be a roller coaster year for the weather. It's going to be up, down, wacky, crazy, cold, hot, drought, floods. That's even in the Bible. One city, it says in the Bible, will be flooded and the one next to it will burn up because of a drought. I mean, this is all scriptural. It's not anything that's new. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Do the best you can do to prepare for unusual weather, because it's something that's going to affect all of us. One way or another, they will use, if it's too hot, they're going to use blackouts. They're going to say, there's too much power being used, so we got to cut the power back. And they're going to take it away from rural people first and give it to the suburb type areas. And then they're going to say, well, this winter it's going to be too cold. People's going to be using too much heat. They'll have blackouts in the wintertime. I mean, these are things that's all going to come to fruition. What's going to happen with by the 27th? Well, I can't go in there. I can't say that.
You said enough.
I've said enough. I can't go there.
The other thing is, and this may be just nothing, and it could be big, but if you have a cell phone, which most people do, or you have those cloud accounts,
back your stuff up.
Back your stuff up on a handheld hard drive or something that, especially your contacts and your pictures and videos and stuff like that. Something could happen that could interfere with phones, and it would be another glitch like they had recently.
Yes.
That messed with different accounts. This time it might be phones. So if you value your information on them, try to back it up somewhere. That's just good sense anyways, to have that backed up. I know for a fact if something happened to my phone, I probably wouldn't have a contact one because I don't have the numbers written down anywhere. So that is something if you back up. Now I do, well, I can't say that. I do write people's things down, but not everybody's. I got families written down.
Yeah.
There's no phone books anymore. Used to, everybody had a phone book with all their personal information, people they called. They don't do that anymore. It's in their phone. And if your phone glitches and it drops everything for whatever reason, yeah, y'all might want to back up stuff.
And one other thing before we get off of here, guys, if you're interested in the t-shirts like these, this is our cow candy right here. If you're interested in any of these t-shirts, go check out the site that there'll be a link in the description down below. If you're interested in the tumblers or a hat or whatever, these are the new products that we have out there. So many people have asked and asked and asked and asked and requested that we do something like this. So we've actually taken the time and sat down with my daughter, and she has created all this stuff for us. And it's on her site. You have to go to her site, and if you're interested in it, go check it out.
And if you're interested in the mug, Catherine, you'll have to message Carrie and see.
Monkey Mom has the site up.
Yeah. Carrie said she can do the mugs. She was just worried about shipping. She would just have to charge a little more to insulate them and put them in a bigger box and do a good bit of insulation. You can't just send, because we used to sell these, and when I would order, I'd order like 12 at a time from somebody that was doing them for us. And I'd always, when they got to me, I'd have to have them shipped in. At least one would be broke every time. And so when I shipped them out, I had pretty good luck because I packaged them really well. I don't think any of mine got broke. People didn't let me know if they did. I didn't have anybody contacting me. So shipping out cups is one thing that you have to charge a little bit more for so that you can insulate them pretty well.
There must be something going on here I don't know about.
What?
Let me stop it right here. Shelly says, y'all need to stop talking crap about Patera, Rabbit Hole, and others. She's been doing a goofy, free-spirited... Patera, I've known Patera for many, 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 many years. I have nothing against Patera, and I really don't appreciate anybody talking about Patera. So if y'all
I think they just said she had lost her way or something, and she needed intervention. I saw that, so
I didn't see it. I don't want anybody talking about Patera because I know her personally, and I don't have any problems with Patera.
They were just I don't know. I've not watched her in years. I don't know what she's got going on, but Danny and I don't watch a lot of other people.
No, we don't watch a lot of other people. Even though I know her and I know her personally, I don't go around watching a lot of what everybody does. I don't have time, but I really don't want people coming on my channel talking about other people. I mean, because Patera's been really good to me all my life, and I have nothing bad to say about her.
Yeah. All right, so we've got to go. What else? Anything else before we get off? I was going to give away 2 shirts tonight. One of them, I was going to, and I don't know, she could be watching. And if she is, but I'm going to see shirt Danny has on, the Calculus.
Calculus, yeah.
Life with Jen and Mike, or Mike and Jen. I forgot how she's got it.
Life with Mike and Jen.
Mike and Jen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Jen gave us the word calculus. And so I came up with the design here, and Carrie figured out how to make it happen. And so we're going to send Jen, if I can get an address from her. She don't live where she used to. I had the old address. I don't have the new one. I'm going to send her a calculus t-shirt for coming up with the idea. And did you find somebody for, I done forgot what the other one was. It was...
No, I haven't found nobody for nothing.
You got to pick somebody that's still staying with us till the end. Goodness, they all still here. Somebody deserves a shirt.
Somebody deserves a shirt who's still here with us?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
This is the other one that we're giving away tonight.
Garden like your life depends on it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Let's look here and see.
You're supposed to choose somebody for that.
I wasn't okay, let me see here. Let's see here. Laura Montanaro, however you say her last name, it's moving so fast. This Laura?
Laura Lamont. She knows who she is.
Yeah.
Danny just picked you.
Oh.
So send me an address at deepsouthhomestead@gmail.com, and I will get you a shirt out next week.
Yeah.
And the others that we mentioned at the beginning, for all the other gifts, Danny and I will mention them on Pecan Grove in the next video, and try and get addresses for all those. And throughout the next few months, as we hit different, like we just hit 20,000.
When we hit different milestones, we will be giving more stuff away.
Yeah. And I haven't told with the Vago bed yet. That's going to be on Pecan Grove in the next video. We just got to figure out what the next video is.
Yeah, I've been so busy with corn till...
for those that were on Patreon, you've seen Danny's corn wall. It is amazing.
Yeah, I got a huge corn wall on Patreon.
Yeah.
It's growing. It's growing, and I'm not finished yet. It's still growing.
Summer, we can see your comment, or I can see that one that you just
see
asked.
that one, yeah. Now that you mention it, I can see that one.
I can see that one, yeah.
Yes, I see it, yeah.
So, we will be giving some things away off and on as we hit different things, and things will come up. And also, I guess, what you looking just to see?
Yeah, I just looking on.
Yeah. Jay Renee says that corn wall is beautiful. It is. And he's not done.
I ain't done yet. I'm about halfway through the field right now, and I'm up to 900 ears of corn that I have on the hangers. Not what I've harvested and fed to the cows and everything else. It's just on the hangers.
Hey there, Miss Faith. She says she likes your glasses, Pawpaw.
Oh, is Faith on here?
Yeah.
Hey, sweetie, where have you been? Where's she at?
Right there, chasing rabbits.
There she is. Oh, my goodness. Man, I miss you, baby.
Yeah, she says she likes your glasses.
Yeah, Popo
She's
misses
probably
her.
laughing.
I know it. Popo's been
laughing.
missing her. I ain't seen her in so long, man. I thought she forgot who I was.
There, she said, "Hey, Popo." All right. What else?
That's it.
It's a lot of corn.
We gotta let people.
It's a lot of corn.
It's a lot of corn. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Of corn. We gotta let these people get to bed.
Yeah. All right.
All
We'll
right.
talk to y'all later. I got to see if I can figure out how to get out of here because that's usually
Yeah,
my
you gotta
job.
start over here.
Yeah. He's laughing at me already.
You gotta start clicking buttons. I know you gotta do it right now. Click.
Bye, guys.